The farm and food culture is really kind of growing a lot right now. We've noticed a lot more people kind of bringing new ideas, and it's really neat to see more like regenerative farming happen around here. And the food culture is kind of, they're sort of growing in tandem, so that's neat. The more people who are growing the food, the more the chefs and more creative foodie types are able to take initiative.
I find it's, since we've been here, which is we're going on our 8th year, it's grown quite a bit. I mean, there's been growers and farmers that have been here for much longer, obviously generations, but in the last couple of years, I feel like we're seeing a boom of like a younger generation and older generations doing their own thing, from cider making, like on Pender with Twin Islands. Just so many other, I wouldn't necessarily call them, they're not professional farmers, they have day jobs, but they're more hobby farmers, or we call them backyard growers. Growing really diverse, interesting things, and the people who are super knowledgeable. So we get to use a lot of like kind of niche ingredients that not a lot of people are seeing grown here, even though they do quite well here. Our artisan community here is incredible. Like, everybody's a maker or baker or creator, and it's just an inspiring place to be.
I think that's why a lot of us moved to the Gulf Islands, is to find a community. And it happens that, on the Gulf Islands, people gather around food. A lot of people are growing their own food. They're out picking mushrooms and nettles and collecting seaweed, and everything's available right here. Living on these islands, you can connect with people who are growing and creating quite readily. For generations, people have come here now to find that community, whether it's artistic or agricultural. Through that, we're able to, support retired people that are farming for a hobby. We're able to support a young family that's come here and, they're raising chickens to support themselves, And it's just really inspiring to be able to know who's growing every ingredient that you're cooking with.
So we're here in the forest, just in the backyard of where we live, and doing a little early spring foraging. Mainly this time of year, there's some wild herbs, some greens, the fir tips are just starting. So trying to complement, the cultivated food on the island with anything wild that we can harvest all year round. It just adds so much beauty and magic to our food. And it keeps me really rooted in my sort of heritage of growing up in the more wild parts of BC.
The food culture here has always been very vibrant. Even you go to a used bookstore and you find like a Southern Gulf Islands recipe book from the 70s, so it's not a new thing.
Explore all the different small farms and not farms, just people exploring food, starting from scratch. We've got such an incredible variety of artisan foods, so small-scale food operations, whether they're bakeries or cheeseries or breweries or wineries, people making sausages and bacon. I mean, there's just such a range of fantastic food, and it's growing all the time.